Anything, just let us know.
I knows about funerals. I done buried a lot of men. A lot of them.
That funeral finna be messed up.
Are you ready for a miracle?
I'm a real thug. I'm an OG, Madea.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, and welcome to a new episode of Toni Approved. Okay, you guys, so this is going to be a movie episode, and the topic is going to be Madea's Madea family funeral, which came out on March 1st, 2019. If you haven't already seen the movie, you guys, you might want to check the movie out before you finish watching this video. I'm not really going to give too many spoilers throughout, but I am definitely going to talk about what stood out to me the most in this particular film. This movie, I will honestly give it a 3 out of 5 stars. I am a Tyler Perry fan. I actually like Madea. I love Madea. She's always been one of Tyler Perry's best characters to me. She's extremely hilarious. Whenever Madea is attached to a Tyler Perry film, I make sure I go to the movies to see it. It's a couple that I don't think I have seen. I don't think I saw both Boo's, but the Halloween films. But most of the movies with Tyler Perry that are featuring Madea, I have seen. Even going back to the plays, back to when he was just putting Madea out on plays. Growing up, we watched a lot of Tyler Perry plays. So I've basically grown up with Madea and all of her jokes. I think my favorite Madea Tyler Perry play would definitely have to be Madea's Family Reunion. That particular play, you guys, I can watch over and over and over again and laugh at the exact same parts. I low-key kind of wish I can delete the whole movie out of my head so that way I can go back and really laugh. When I first saw that play, I didn't even realize that Madea was a woman, or Madea was Tyler Perry. So I really thought this was a full-blown, big, chunky, old woman up on the stage acting a fool. It was just hilarious. But back to this, like I said, this is a traditional Tyler Perry Madea movie. We get our traditional characters. We have Madea, we have Bam, we have Hattie, and we have her brother Joe. We did get a new character, Herschel, in the film. He's actually introduced as Madea and Joe's brother. This is another character that Tyler Perry plays. I personally thought that since we would have a new character, it might possibly take the movie to a next level when it comes to the yucks and the being funny, but it was kind of on the same wavelength. The character was funny, but I mean, it didn't really take it to the next level. But I do appreciate having a new character introduced. The jokes in the movie, they were the traditional, Tyler Perry jokes, the jokes on weed, the jokes on them being old and, incorporating that and sex and stuff like that. So it was, the typical normal jokes. I think the funniest parts in the movie to me was when Madea was slapping everybody in the mouth while they was at the hospital and Joe's teeth. I thought that shit was funny. And also when Bam and Madea was going back and forth at the house after the funeral, I believe they was either ranking on one of the women or the men. They was ranking on somebody, but they was going back and forth, and that was funny. I remember that part. There is definitely some eye candy in the cast for our ladies or fellas, depending on what you're getting into. And as far as the storyline goes, you guys, it's the normal Tyler Perry storyline is of the black family, the different trials and tribulations. They incorporate the different cultural things with throughout the film. There are a couple of themes that Tyler Perry definitely wanted to drive home with this film, starting with the topic of police brutality when it comes to black people and how we get pulled over for DWBs. It was interesting because in the scene, Tyler Perry's character Brian was kind of like the uppity black guy who's been educated and been to all of these places, and it causes him to kind of lose touch of what the normal black guy's life is like in America. And Madea and all of his family was trying to warn him, but he wasn't really trying to listen. And it's interesting to watch how the police officer treated him so rudely and disrespectfully until he realized that he was a lawyer, and then his whole tone changed. He started to treat him with a little bit more respect. I like the fact that Tyler Perry actually included that scene in the movie because Tyler Perry has a white audience and a black audience. The black audience is going to be able to relate to that. A white audience is still being brought up to your face like, hey, this is still going on in the black community. So please pay attention and get y'all people together. And not only that, and not only white cops, because we could be cops of general, but this is a problem that we're having, and I like the fact that Tyler Perry brought it to the screen in this film. Another message that definitely stuck out to me was when the mother started to explain to her children why she stayed with her husband so long, even though he continued to keep cheating on her. And it was just a powerful moment in the film because I want to say she might have been married for 40-something years, and you guys got to think, when people were getting married back in the 60s and the 70s, we was out here fighting for equality and stuff. As black people, we didn't have options like we have now. We didn't have social media. We didn't have hotlines that people could just call up and, you know, get a date or do whatever. People had to really work their stuff out. So if unfortunately a woman found herself in a situation where her husband continued to keep cheating on her, and they got married super early between the ages of 18 and 20, which means she technically went from living under the roof with her parents to moving in to be somebody's wife, and never actually developing life skills, never even actually proving to herself that, hey, you can get out here, you can hold your own job, you can take care of yourself, you can do this on your own, and you can fight, because it's hard being an adult. So you can actually fight these challenges and win, and she didn't get a chance to do that. So it kind of lessened her value within herself for herself, and how she'll be able to stand on her own without her husband. So she just stayed in the situation. And you know, it's important, you know, people stay in cheating situations all of the time, and if you are a cheater, men, women, or you have an issue with that, this film should definitely, this particular scene in the movie should definitely make you feel bad, and it should just, because it brings the whole reality of the situation of, if you're cheating on somebody, you're being very disrespectful. I thought it was extremely disrespectful. The funeral scene, when even though the wife knew her husband was cheating on her and stayed to make sure that her kids would be taken care of, and had to deal with all of these mistresses and stuff throughout his life, but then in death, all these hoes show up at his funeral and you got to sit there and look at them. That just was so disrespectful to me. And it's like, you know, and you got a chance to see that it was generational, because the son was doing just the same thing as the dad does. So sometimes, you know, you might be a good-hearted person and you have a hard time with temptation. So it might not even be you. It could be generational curses or things that you just kind of seen growing up. But you got to take, you know, got to take hold of that. You got to get it together. I think the biggest message that drove home to me was when Madea was sitting down talking to the son's wife about, you know, she was saying that she just wanted to stay with him, and she's questioning herself, and Tyler and Madea's like, no, you gotta make people respect you. You gotta make your man respect you, and that's true when it comes. And I'm personally learning that now in relationships, co-workers, friends, family, and I'm learning it with lovers. You have to make them respect you, and that honestly starts crazily with self-love. You have to make sure you have enough love on the inside of you for yourself that you won't allow other people to disrespect you. And when I say disrespect you, I'm not talking about, you know, the traditional disrespect of calling out your name, slapping you, but just doing things that you've asked them not to do, and they know that it will negatively affect you in some type of way. That shows a level of disrespect, and that shows a level of non-caring. So if you're with somebody that's doing that to you and continually stay, you have to question to see how much you love yourself. So if you're able to put enough self-love within yourself, trust me, you'll protect yourself, you'll stop the disrespect, because you never allow anybody to disrespect something that you love. We as humans don't allow people to disrespect things that we love. So you would definitely make sure that you're calling your partner to respect you. And on the flip side, you'll be so filled with love that that's all you want to show to your partner, and you want to make sure you're respecting them on the same level as well. Hopefully you guys can leave me a comment down in the comment section and tell me what you guys think. Did you guys like my review? Do you agree with some of the messages that I brought up? What did you guys take away from the film? What was your funniest part of the movie? I heard that this is supposed to be Tyler Perry's last Madea film. So are you guys happy about that? Do you think it's time for him to get rid of Madea? Or should he go ahead and make little cameos and do different things? Make sure you guys like and subscribe so you can stay in the know to everything with Toni Approved. I have other movie reviews that's going to be coming at you this month. So I want you guys to make sure that you're staying in the know. So until next time, God bless and keep your head up.